Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, I'll introduce myself. My name is Simon Hill. I'm a Black American. I'm a world traveler. I'm a Muslim. I'm a husband. I'm a friend. I'm a writer. I'm a philosopher. I'm an English teacher. And I'm also, if you can't tell from the video, unambiguously chocolate and handsome. Yes, Lord. I'm filming this video here in Tirana, Albania. What's up, Albania? And this video will be a part of my BLAXIT series. Now, let's get all the prefaces out of the way. If you don't know, my BLAXIT series is where I talk about my experiences as a Black person traveling to different countries and spaces. For anybody who doesn't know, yes, I have been to Africa. I've been to many places in Europe. I've lived in Asia. I'm from the US and have traveled far and wide. I've done videos for countries that are all Black, countries that are all white, countries that are Muslim, countries that are not. I don't care. On my channel, I keep it real, I keep it Black, I keep it raw, and I don't suck dick. What does all that mean? That means this video will be raw, real, and honest. I don't sugarcoat anything. I always give it up when it's positive, and I always speak out when it's negative. Why do I do these videos? Because there is a severe lack of content related to Black traveling and the specific experiences Black people face. It is a fact. We live in a white supremacist world, a world that is hostile to Black life and Black expression, not just in the United States, not just in Europe, all over the world. Black life is in danger. Black expression is suppressed. So as long as I have this precious thing called life, I find it my duty to speak up for the dispossessed and to help guide the people that I come from and represent. For anybody who thinks I'm coming into this video with a Western or American bias, please know, first and foremost, I hate the United States of America more than any other country in the world. It's simple. If people are kind, non-discriminatory, and non-racist, the country, city, whatever, will get a good review in the BLAXIT series. It has nothing to do with Western standards, American standards, or norms. It's just simply about being a good person. Also, for anybody who thinks I travel to these countries to go and kick on the poor or pick on developing nations, that is not the point at all. It is to help inform the people, if they so choose to watch, and help Black travelers. This is a Black-ass YouTube channel from an English-speaking man, so this is my primary audience. If you're a non-Black person watching this, please sit down and listen. Now, usually when I do these BLAXIT videos, I spend at least 3 months in a country before I even open my mouth to talk about it. But I'm blitzing through the Balkans right now on my second honeymoon with my beautiful wife. So I feel like I can have some more leeway in how I release these videos. Because, like I said, there's a severe lack of content, so why not try to fill the void with as much information as I have? I'm not saying that this video or other city reviews of my BLAXIT series will be as thorough as my country reviews, but it is a reflection on my time here as a Black person. So let's go. Also, before I forget, this video and any other video I release related to different countries and places is never to encourage hate or discrimination against the people who are here. I am not a racist, I am not discriminatory, I am not bigoted or biased, and I know that this is the Balkans. So there are some, let's say, Serbian people, Slavic people who have some beef with the Albanians, might say, ha, look at the Albanians, they're backwards or that sort of thing. But I've done videos on Serbia and many other places in the Balkans as well. So please, please, this is not the place for y'all disputes. This is a Black space now. Anyway, after spending an overall great week in Pristina, Kosovo in late June, my wife and I packed up our bags, hopped on a bus, and came to Tirana, Albania in the final week of June, and we've been here in this city for 2 weeks. My first impressions of coming to this country in the bus and looking out the window, I was astounded by the sheer beauty. I love greenery, I love mountains, I love ravines and valleys and lakes, and when I saw the view coming into Albania, I said, nice. This is going to be a beautiful trip because it's a beautiful country geographically. We make it to the biggest city in Albania, which is the capital, Tirana, where I am now. And I'm not really that impressed by the layout of the city at first. I say, okay, it's just another big Balkan city, kind of flat, Not really much around that I see interesting, but I'm sure there's a lot to discover. We hop in a taxi from the bus station. The driver asked for a €10 fare, which was okay, but if you know that maybe he overcharged us, let me know. Anyway, he drives us to our rented apartment, which is sort of like, let's say, 30 minutes walking outside of the city center area to a very nice, newly constructed complex. It has a lot of families that live there. It was a very quiet neighborhood. It was very safe and secure. And I said, hey, Albania's got some good lodgings. My wife and I are hungry after making it to Tirana in the late afternoon. We hadn't eaten all day. So we decided to go outside and look for some food to eat. When we're walking around, we notice that all the places that serve food serve primarily pizza and sandwiches. We were looking for traditional Albanian food, couldn't find that. Very hard to find in the city. I'm telling you, this city is just pizza places, cafes, gelaterias. Pizza places, cafes, gelaterias. Ad infinitum! As we're wandering around the outskirts of the city, trying to find a place to eat that is not full of cheese and grease or a sandwich, we're walking through this area, and these group of little kids, oddly enough, little girls, start saying, look, there's a nigga, 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 nigga. Hey, nigga, nigga, nigga. They say this behind me. And I don't know if my wife heard it, but I definitely heard it. And this was way more than any other time that I've ever been called the N-word abroad. It has happened in every single country, and I've spoken about this before. But here, in my first evening in Tirana, boy, did I get it. It was actually pretty funny. I didn't want to acknowledge it because, you know, if somebody is yelling, hey, motherfucker, and you turn around, I guess you're the motherfucker, right? So I think, you know, on one hand, I didn't want to give them any credence or acknowledgement. But then at the second time, I was like, I felt like a coward for not capturing it on video or not, you know, confronting them. Not that I was going to go fight some little kids or give them a big tongue lashing or anything like that, but to actually document it, to show. Because on this channel, the whole purpose of my content is to show the true raw experiences of Black people abroad. Now, I spoke about that experience in a previous video I released called The #1 Rule of Life I Learned in Tirana. And that video surprisingly blew up, and it made me quite a bit of change, and it will continue to make me some more money. So thank you everybody who watched it. But the response I got in the comments from that video was not surprising, because the primarily, I presume, Albanian audience that left long, detailed, poorly written English comments attacking me for just talking about my experience did the same gaslighting, mental gymnastic bullshit that white Americans do whenever Black people talk about our experiences. All the dumbass excuses started coming out of the woodwork. Albanian people heard the N-word in rap music. So you're saying that the Albanians are too dumb to actually look up and research that the word is offensive and has been the last word that Black people have heard before we've been killed? The word is not meant to be offensive. If I call your mother a bitch and I say, don't worry, ho, I didn't mean that to be offensive. Who has the right to decide what is offensive? Is it me or that bitch you call a mama? Albanians are like the Black people of Europe. Really? So if I got a collection of random white Europeans in a room and Albanians were included, I could easily spot them out if none of them said a word or said their last name, right? I could easily find the Albanian in the room full of random Europeans, right? Because they're Black people, right? No, right? wait, even better yet. Albanians, when they do come to countries that are not Black majority, such as the UK or the US, they're the first ones to stand up against civil rights discrimination against Black people. They're the first ones holding up Black Lives Matter signs. Oh, they're the first ones going out to protest. They're the ones fighting with the police and making sure that racial injustice is solved and absolved across the world. Albanians are out there on the front lines fighting for freedom for Black people, right? What? Oh no, they don't? Are you saying that they discriminate against us as well? Whenever they have the opportunity to morph into whiteness. They take advantage of that opportunity and discriminate against black people. Are you serious? And also, hypothetically, if I were to trigger some Albanian nationalist or somebody who got so mad at me just for sharing my experience, he would never, or she would never, resort to calling me the N-word or any other racial slurs in the fit of rage that they would be in. That's right. I just find it highly amusing and funny and stupid that white people of different varieties continue to try to use the word. Meanwhile, they don't try to actually do anything to help the cause of black liberation or fighting white supremacy and that sort of thing. I can understand why different groups who are not black want to take on tropes and things that are associated with black culture, because black culture has been about resistance and fighting power and systems that are oppressive. We are the people that have always fought against human rights violations and violations against civil rights for all people, not just ourselves. So I can understand why some people might want to use that word as endearment or love or showing solidarity with the oppressed. But let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. There's a limit to other people's commitment to the fight towards liberation for all people. We are in this fight for our lives because our skin is our sin. Meanwhile, other people can opt in and out of saying that I'm a nigga, or I'm down for the cause until that whiteness is useful to getting out of trouble. I'll do a separate video about the N-word, but that did happen to me here in Tirana. So take it what you will, black folk. Yes, they do use the N-word here against black people. Maybe it comes from ignorance. Maybe it comes from hate. I'm not sure. I don't like it. But if you do travel here, that's something to keep in mind. I also heard that word in an Albanian song when I was here at a car show in Tirana. So take that for what you will. Putting that experience aside, I have a lot of respect for the Albanian people because just like in Kosovo, here in Albania, they are super respectful, super kind, and super friendly when you're talking to like 99.9% of people. They're some of the most lovely people. And I usually hate when people travel somewhere and say, the people are so nice, because, you know, people generally everywhere are nice. But I think here, there's an extra level of, like, how can I say this? Welcomingness, hospitality, friendliness. Generally, it's been very cool, very cool. They're not hospitable and kind in that overbearing way that certain Europeans can be, or certain people from different cultures. They're hospitable in a way that I think a lot of Americans would like. They respect you from a distance. They respect your space. They say, yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, that sort of thing. Please, thank you. When they speak English, it's generally very good. Very polite people. Politeful. There is also a lot to see and learn here. Two of the most interesting museums I've ever gone to in my life were here in Tirana, Albania, Bunk Art 1 and Bunk Art 2. If you don't know what those are, go check out the videos I made about them. Also, their National History Museum is actually very good as well. When it comes to English here in Tirana, Albania, I would say it's not as much as in Pristina, Kosovo, because in Pristina, like almost 90% of the people I spoke to could function in English well. Meanwhile, here in Tirana, it's more like 50-50. Like younger people, of course, can, you know, get along pretty easy. Like when I needed to ask for directions to the masjid last Friday, a nice woman helped me out. But other than that, some older people, not so much. And in general, people are just kind of shy about using their English. The people are also very fair. I haven't felt like there was a time I got cheated out of money when I was in a situation when I couldn't communicate. In other countries that I've spoken about, like in Kenya or in Tanzania, that was a real concern. I would go to the store, try to buy a pack of gum that would usually be 50 cents, and here I am paying $5. When it comes to money here in Albania, they have their own currency called the lek, and it's very closely tied to the euro as of 2023 when I'm recording this. So about 1 euro is about 100 lek, and I'm a bit spoiled coming from Kosovo where everything was so gosh darn cheap. In Kosovo, a burger is like, 1 euro. And here in Tirana, Albania, a burger is like 500 lek, so about 5 euros. It is a bit more pricey. And you think about the amenities and things to do here, it feels like you're getting an even value for money, I guess. It's still cheaper than many other countries in Europe. But when you look at the Balkans, you're like, why is it a bit more pricey? And I'm, been traveling around the Balkans for the past few years, so I feel the difference in price. Plus, also, I'm a poor English teacher. I only make about $1,500, so goddamn, I can only eat a burger a week. For the passport bros and the passport girls, I think the Albanian women have a lot of thickness to them, a lot of TNA, but they have very stoic and hard faces. So they're not the prettiest girls I've seen in the world. So if you're a guy looking to try your luck, shaking the dice, trying to holla at some Illyrian baddies, go ahead. Good luck to you, man. Families here are probably very conservative and probably very distrustful of foreigners. So, hey, try your luck. For the passport girls, I did see, actually, twice, 2 black women here with Albanian guys holding hands. So, maybe the Albanian men like chocolate sisters? I don't know. Aside from getting called the N-word multiple times by a group of children who are obviously taught that by people that live around them in this society, I had a great time here in Albania as a black American. Hey, it's a bit more on the pricey end in the Balkans for me when I think about other places that I could go and spend less money and have a good time as well. But I learned a lot here being in Tirana. The museums were very insightful. Going up to Daiti Mountain was amazing. Seeing the free event like the car show that I went to was really cool. And Albania is live, at least Tirana is. It's a cool city. I think I might come back in the future. I'm filming this video now in the city center because I'm staying in a hostel before we head to Durrës tomorrow. Here in the city center, there are a bit more food options, but it's mostly like Greek gyros and burgers. And, that's it. I'm really looking for some more food options, Tirana. So I hope you can provide that in the future. Generally, overall, as a black person being here, you do feel like an outsider because you won't see that many other black tourists come here. But I will say that it is worth coming through and checking it out. During the summer, it gets a bit hot. So if you like that, you should come here during the summer. Winter, I could imagine it gets freezing and biting cold and you can't do much. But during the summer, there's a great park to go to, great museums to see, interesting people to meet, and a lot to learn about history and culture of this often overlooked region. So, aside from the hateful, stupid, racist comments I get regularly from Albanians who have been attacking me just for showing love to the country, I've been having generally positive experiences with people here. Most likely the people who are attacking me in my comments are Albanians who have left the country or have never stepped foot here and speaking broken English in foreign lands where they get treated like dog shit. And so they want to attack me for even stepping foot here because they don't even have the balls or the courage to walk this soil. But I go anywhere on earth because I know that I stand for truth, justice, and righteousness. I don't hate anybody. I love all people. I speak up for the oppressed. And also as a black person, I know that we did nothing to nobody. We never hurt Albania and we never will. We're not one of those other empires or other kingdoms that came through here and raped, killed, and pillaged. No. I'm coming to Albania with love and peace in my heart, and I'm telling all other black Americans or black people in general, if you come here, hold your head high, walk safely, be in peace. Forget all those ignorant people and racist people who might try to dissuade you from coming. Albania is generally cool. They might have some backwards views, but hey, not that many decades ago, this country was closed off from Europe and was like North Korea. So have some understanding as well. This has been my BLAXIT review for Tirana, Albania. Looking forward to going to Durrës and Vlorë next. Thanks for watching. My name is Simon Hill, and peace.